Okay, I am going to do episode 13. This one's a little different than what I've done. When Chat GPT 5 came out, some people started telling me some of the great things it did. And one of the things I saw was it would help you learn to speak another language like Spanish. And I'm an English speaker. So I started playing around with it, and lo and behold, I can get my iPhone to communicate two ways with me back and forth using Chat GPT to teach me by speaking to me first in English and then and then talking to me in Spanish to help me learn this and do this all through one of my earpieces, all while I walk on my daily walks. So I found that pretty interesting. So what you're going to see here is that the first thing I'm going to do though is kind of show you how to enable the iPhone so that it can do all that. And there's a little button there that they talk about. But um, I'll show you that in terms of how you enable that to start it talking with Chat GPT. So here's a free app to learn Spanish. And let's first go through how you enable this, the iPhone, and then I'll actually demo it actually happening, and then we'll finish. Okay, I'm going to go into ChatGPT here. I'm going to ask it how to configure the iPhone to align to ChatGPT so that it will do two-way communication and I can hear it through my earpiece while I walk on my daily exercise program of walking, where I'm doing about 15,000 steps a day. Anyway, I want to learn Spanish, and so what I'm going to ask it to do is to talk to me in both in English and in Spanish on how to do this. And so what's going on here though is just I just want to know how do I make sure that the iPhone's set up correctly so that it does that. And so here I'm asking it to do that, and it's going to come back here and tell me, what are the steps we do. And then in the end here, I'm going to show you one little trick you got to kind of pay attention to because it caught me off guard when I did this a couple times. So I'm being kind of slow typing out the response here. But what I'm trying to do is get two-way dialogue going on between ChatGPT and my phone so that I can learn Spanish while I walk, all for free. So with that, let's see what it comes back and tells me now. Here I'm telling it while I walk. Uh, and another thing in here is I put in sail here, walking, and when it comes back and answers me, you're going to see that it corrects that. So I thought that was kind of interesting too. So I left it in there to show you that it corrects it. So here it comes back and it says, yeah, here's a practical way to set up ChatGPT on your phone so you can have a two-way hands-free English to Spanish conversation while you do your daily and not walking routines, not sail. And it tells me the easiest way to do that. Setting up ChatGPT on your phone, you got to tap on the headset, which I'm going to show you here in a second, and it talks you how to go through that. It talks set the interaction pattern. Um, at one point here, it said, "Hey, I'll do a 10-day and a 30-day and all that." And I just, I will when you see me demo this, I'm gonna ask it for a 5-day plan, and then I'm gonna cut it off, and it will save it for you. At the very end, it'll ask if you want me to save this, and then you could put that into your note file on your iPhone and do it without the app. But I think it's really interesting to keep it going. So here, they come back and it says, "Do you want me to create that ready to use walking script, which you can put on your notepad?" But instead, what I'm going to show you here, I went down here and took that little dot and went around that little hash mark. That button right there, if you just tap on that, that is what creates um, the dialogue. And here you can see it comes up and it starts to do the dialogue. I'm not going to do it here because the next phase of this is the demo of that dialogue. Okay, hi there.
Always nice to chat with you. What's on your mind today?
I want you to speak to me in English and then in Spanish and build me a 5-day plan to learn Spanish by starting with English and repeating that phrase in Spanish and then saving it at the end in a note file for talking further. So please start.
Sure thing. Let's get started. So today is day one. In English, we'll say a simple greeting like, hello, how are you? And then in Spanish, hola, ¿cómo estás? We'll do a few phrases like that each day. And at the end of the 5 days, I'll save everything into a note file for you. So let's jump right in.
Hello, ¿cómo estás?
Hello. Exactly. That's perfect. So you've got it. Hello, how are you in English? And hola, ¿cómo estás in Spanish? We'll keep doing a few more phrases like this each day and build it up.
Let's do another phrase now.
Absolutely. Let's do another one. So in English, let's say, nice to meet you. And in Spanish, mucho gusto. There you go. Another handy phrase.
Nice to meet you. Mucho gusto.
You've got it. So just like that. Nice to meet you in English and mucho gusto in Spanish. We'll keep layering on more phrases as we go along.
Let's try another one.
Of course. Let's up another one. In English, you can say, where is the bathroom? And in Spanish, that would be donde está el baño? So now you've got a handy question for when you're out and about.
Where is the bathroom? Hace
That's right.
baño.
Exactly. So just like that, where is the bathroom is donde está el baño in Spanish. You're picking this up quickly.
Okay, let's stop for today and save that into a note file for me for follow-up.
Absolutely. We'll wrap it up for today. I'll save all these phrases into a note file for you so you can easily follow up next time. Great job today.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We'll pick it up from here next time and keep building on those Spanish phrases.
We just showed how you can demo using your iPhone along with Chat GPT to learn Spanish for free. The one thing I have noticed is, I did it very short, 5 day, but it'll build you a 30-day plan and you stop after one day and it'll pick up and where you left off and it'll keep building on that every day. So it's like it remembers that you talked to it. Anyway, found it very interesting and I hope you liked it. Um, if you liked it, say you liked it and you can subscribe to my channel to keep seeing some of these new updates that I keep playing. And as we go along, it's, all about, hey, if you're over 50, how do you improve your life experiences? And this is just one way of doing that. With that, thank you. And I look forward to seeing you in my next episode.